Do you need to be rich to start a business in Europe or anywhere else in the world? Let's talk about it now. Hi, I'm Oliver and welcome back to the channel Ask Me Startup, where we talk about startups, small businesses and the world that surrounds them. Today's topic is a side topic of the past year where I've been digging into starting businesses in Europe and the pros and cons of all the countries in the European Union. By doing this, I have had conversations with entrepreneurs or people who wanted to start a business, and some of them have asked me what is the best way to get funding, where do I get the easiest way to get funding, and that made me start thinking, A, do you want me to do some research on that in more depth? Then just leave a comment down below, please. But B, how easy is it to get the funding you need? Now, from my personal experience, I can tell you there are, of course, different levels of funding. And they're all, in one way or the other, different in the respect that some of them are easier to get, which could be family and friends, for instance, and some of them are really hard to get, which could be venture capital. If you don't have the right, multiple venture capital might never ever reach out to you. If you have a good story, many friends and families would like to invest with you early on, but the money might not be totally enough. Then I read a quote from Elon Musk online stating more or less he doesn't like to spend other people's money. He rather invests his own. That made me thinking, well, if you're rich, it's easy to do so. But do you need to be rich to start a business then? Well, theoretically, no, you don't have to. Because in theory, you can ask for money if your idea is good enough so that people, like the idea, think it's valuable and think that they can get a proper reward for the risk they're taking with you. But if you're rich, things can be so much more simple. You can just start off with a company that you like, with the idea that you like, and do not have to bother about other people. Being rich, in one way or the other, enables you to start the business that you like. And to quote in Elon Musk's terms, to start a business for solving a problem, not for the money. Now, that is of course a noble idea, and many of us would love to do that, but of course, one way or the other, we have to make a living. Now, if you're wealthy enough, of course, it's easier because you take your own money, you don't worry, and it buys you time. But is time everything? For many businesses, yes, because if you keep being persistent and good enough and exploring the stuff and the world that your business is in, you will have a chance to make some living out of it. You might not have the next Tesla or SpaceX, but you might be good enough to have a decent living and maybe support other people along the way as well. But here's another thought that I would like to place into your mind. Being rich also comes with other perks that are not quite obvious and not directly related to money. What I mean by this? For instance, if you have been wealthy due to the fact you've been in a major corporation, have been in the CEO level, and made a lot of fortune, what happened? You met a lot of people along the way, many of which are wealthy themselves. So, does being rich help you? Yes, it does, because your friends, your neighbors might be wealthy as well. There's a good chance of that. Hence, you have a good source of money, because if those people know you, you already know that they're wealthy enough to spend some fortune with you. Hence, they have some money, side money that they could invest in any startup that you think of. So does a rich person have it easier to start a business in Europe? Yes, of course. Look at the visa costs, for instance. I mean, there are so many and high different visa costs for every European country. Then you have to think of, if you want to start a business, you would have, depending on what type of legal entity you're looking at, to invest somewhere between 25,000 and 100,000 euros. That's just for the legal entity. Then you haven't even started investing in R&D, in product, in marketing, in anything, just by setting up the company. You pay the legal fees, you pay the lawyers. Hence, If you want to start a business, for instance, with small money, yes, it is possible, but it's so much damn harder. And you maybe then are focusing on the wrong thing. Because rich people can also invest in things that grow exponentially. They know at the beginning they will not make a living out of it. They don't have to. But over time, it starts compounding. Think of Amazon. Think of Tesla. Think of Google. All these companies, think of Facebook, have compounded over time and have now grown exponentially. Hence, rich people have it easier. Was Mark Zuckerberg rich? No, of course not. These are exceptions. But many other people are rich and they start a lot of side businesses and they grow and grow and grow. If you look at Robert Kiyosaki, he's currently building so many more businesses. Why? Because he's rich enough. He can now afford to have more cash flow coming in, more cash cows. And the easier it is for you, because the richer you are, the more business you can create, the more diverse your cash flow and your income will be, the easier you're off. And then besides, being good buddies with very wealthy people as well, being rich also helps you with another thing. You have connections to people you would have not access to normally. People in the top league of, let's say, lawyers. Somebody who can help you to set up a business in a way that others can't. They might help you to reduce taxes. They might help you to reduce other forms of payments that you would have to do otherwise. Hence, they will get you that unfair competitive advantage that every business is looking for. But still, this video is not meant to be, do you need to be rich at all times? No, everybody starts off small. Elon Musk started off small. There's no reason to believe everybody has to be rich, but he started off small, sold the company early, and then reinvested everything. And did that again and again and again. And hence the growth compounded. And he was reluctant to take on other people's money unless it was, for building a factory or for buying supplies and all these things. Because these are not exponential. The exponential part is where the company grows. All right, everybody. I hope this short introduction into do you need to be rich to start a business was helpful. If you believe that I should dig deeper on where to find good startup funding, just let me know. Because most of us, let's face it, are not rich. We're not the top 1% of our country. Hence, we have to think of other ways, which are more difficult, but let me know if you think that I should dig deep on those topics as well. I thank you very much for paying attention to this short video. If you like the content, please press the like buttons, smash the subscribe button because it really helps the channel to grow. And I'm gonna see you next time.